Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about a very special story. Female speaker, we've been following this case, it's been 3 years now. Do you ever feel scared that you might lose Afzal in all of this? Male speaker, his life is in danger, his life is at very high risk. Narrative video transcript. It was a day in 2012. Inside a remote mountain village in Pakistan, a wedding was taking place. Drums were beating, people were dancing, and people were celebrating. At this exact time, a boy pulled out his phone and started recording a video. There was nothing special in the video, just 2 boys dancing. Sitting with those 2 boys, a few girls were clapping and singing along. No girls were dancing and nothing inappropriate was happening. It was just a decent, simple wedding video. However, somehow this video got leaked on the internet. Following this leak, over the next 7 years, 7 people lost their lives because of this video. And in the end, the man who tried to get justice for all these deaths was also shot dead. The name of this video is the Kohistan Video. Background and tribal laws. Kohistan is a district in Pakistan. This area is so remote that reaching it requires hours of traveling through mountains. There are no proper roads or electricity. No laws of the Pakistani government work here. But that doesn't mean there are no laws. Laws do exist, framed by the local tribal council, also known as the jirga. The jirga consists of the most influential and important people of the village. They decide what the laws are, what constitutes a crime, and what punishment that crime carries. Do you know what the biggest crime in this society is? Men and women mixing or interacting with each other. Kohistan is such a conservative, tribal area that if a woman goes out without a male presence or talks to another man, her entire family's honor is ruined. A huge stain is placed on her family's reputation, and there is only one way to erase that stain. The incident in May 2012, a wedding took place in Sardai village. 2 boys from a Kohistani family, Bin Yasir and Gul Nazar, were present. During a ceremony, both brothers started dancing while a few girls sat nearby, Bazga, Sireen Jan, Begum Jan, Amina, and Shaheen. They were all sitting together, singing, dancing, and celebrating. Nothing inappropriate was happening in this gathering. The girls were just sitting, the boys were dancing, and nothing was problematic about the event or the video. Here came the real issue. The boys in the video belonged to one tribe and the girls belonged to another. As mentioned earlier, if men and women from 2 different tribes talk to each other, it violates both tribes' honor. A boy present in the gathering recorded a video, and somehow it started circulating between both villages. Just like any video goes viral, it gradually reached the phones of everyone in the village. What embarrassed the villagers most was that the video had spread beyond the village as well. As soon as the video circulated, a jirga was called. The leader of the jirga, Javed Azad Kel, decided on a punishment that was meant to end their lives forever. Afzal Kohistani steps in here, a new character enters the story. Afzal Kohistani. Afzal was the elder brother of the 2 boys dancing in the video. As soon as Afzal heard that the jirga had ordered death sentences for everyone involved, he did something no one else in that village would dare to do. He went to the police station and filed an FIR. In such a remote area where honor is everything, where Pakistani law doesn't apply, and where only jirga law rules, standing against your own community, tribe, relatives, and family was no small step. It was an extremely dangerous move, essentially inviting death. Afzal later claimed that on May 30, 2012, all those girls were tortured and murdered. Media attention and legal interventions. Afzal then presented this entire story to the press and laid out all the data before the media. He revealed that as soon as the wedding video began circulating, the jirga ordered everyone involved to be rounded up. All 5 girls, Bazga, Sireen Jan, Begum Jan, Amina, and Shaheen, who wasn't even dancing in the video, just present, were captured and locked in a tiny room. That tiny room became their prison, but being locked up was just the beginning. The real torture followed. Every morning the door opened and boiling water was thrown over the girls. The boiling water scalded their skin, leaving severe burns and blisters. At one point, they were begging for death. In the evening, the door opened again, and this time, burning hot coals were thrown on them. The torturers pulled hot coals straight out of a furnace and tossed them directly at the girls. This brutal routine, boiling water in the morning and hot coals in the evening, went on for days. On May 30, 2012, at 2 a.m., the jirga delivered its final order: execute them. That night, the door of that small jail opened one last time. The torturers tied the girls' hands and feet, pulled out a knife, and slit their throats. The most painful part was that this wasn't done by outsiders. It was done by their own villagers. Their fathers, uncles, and brothers threw boiling water, tossed burning coals, and ultimately slit their throats. No one in the village dared to speak against the jirga's command because everyone feared for their life. Nobody except Afzal spoke up. Afzal had even approached journalists to share the full story in an attempt to stop the killings, but by then, it was too late. However, the story and video had now been leaked to the press. News channels began covering it nationwide. The case became so prominent that the Chief Justice of Pakistan, Iftikhar Chowdhury, took su'u notice and filed a case without a formal legal complaint. The court formed a fact-finding commission to visit Kohistan, investigate the details, and gather evidence. But things took a weirder turn. The cover-up and escalation. When the commission arrived in Kohistan and asked to meet the 5 girls, the villagers brought out 5 girls and presented them. The commission saw 5 living girls, assumed they were fine, and concluded there was no case since the alleged victims were alive. The case was closed. When Afzal was asked about this, he completely denied it, stating that the villagers had presented 5 different girls to fool the commission. Human rights activist Farzana Bari, who was part of the commission, also voiced suspicion, stating it was highly likely the presented girls were imposters. Afzal refused to give up. Backed by Farzana Bari's statements, he decided to file another complaint. But this time, the outcome was even more tragic. On January 3, 2013, Afzal's 3 brothers, Shah Faisal, Shur Wali, and Rafiduddin, were shot dead inside their home. The shooters were the same villagers related to the girls, acting on the jirga's orders. First, 2 brothers were killed, and after a new complaint was filed, 3 more were murdered. Afzal was now left entirely alone. And why were these 5 brothers killed? Simply because their elder brother was seeking justice. Following the murder of the 3 brothers, a new case began and 4 suspects were arrested, but Afzal still didn't stop. In 2014, a year later, the court ordered the police to produce the 5 girls in court to verify their identities. But the police never brought them. The defense lawyer argued that bringing the girls outside Kohistan violated tribal customs and would ruin their honor. The court rejected the argument and reordered them to be produced. Subsequently, some underage girls were brought to court to claim everything was fine. However, Farzana Bari firmly declared to the media that these were not the original girls and that the actual victims had been killed. Investigation findings and tragedy. As court hearings progressed, the case moved to the Supreme Court. Years passed, and Afzal had to leave his home and hide elsewhere due to constant death threats. Yet, despite losing his brothers, he kept fighting. Finally, in August 2018, 4 years after the original incident, the Kohistan police filed an FIR for honor killing on Supreme Court orders. In December 2018, the investigation results came out, shocking everyone. The police revealed that 3 of the girls, Saireen Jan, Begum Jan, and Bazga, had indeed been murdered in an honor killing while 2 were alive. The suspects confessed to the torture, admitting they threw the bodies in the Nala Chor region. They also confirmed that the horrifying torture details Afzal reported were completely true. After 7 years, Afzal's claims were proven right. But the tragedy didn't end there. The death of Afzal Kohistani. During proceedings, it was noted that the girls brought to court earlier appeared to be 14-15 years old. Calculating back to 2012, those girls would have been only 8 or 9 years old when the video was filmed, which did not match the video footage at all. Fake girls had indeed been presented to the court. On March 6, 2019, while Afzal was in Abbottabad on his way to attend a court hearing and testify, unknown gunmen opened fire on him. Afzal was hit by multiple bullets and died on the spot. Afzal had previously requested extra police protection due to death threats. Although the Supreme Court had ordered protection for him, adequate security was never provided. At the time of his death, Afzal was the sole breadwinner, supporting not only his own family but also the families of his slain brothers. Afzal's murder sparked outrage across Pakistan, leading to widespread protests by human rights activists. It sent a grim message: Standing up against honor killings could cost you your life without guarantee of protection. The legal outcome in September 2019, months after Afzal's murder, the court delivered its verdict. The fathers of Bazga and Saireen Jan, along with the brother of Begum Jan, were sentenced to life imprisonment for murder. 5 other suspects were acquitted. Many felt some justice was finally served. However, in October 2023, those 3 convicted men were also acquitted on appeal. In the end, Afzal, his brothers, and the girls lost their lives, while no one faced punishment. Conclusion: this case highlights the severe weaknesses in the justice system regarding tribal practices. Despite overwhelming evidence, accountability failed. It demonstrates how a single harmless video recorded during a celebration turned into one of the deadliest incidents, claiming multiple lives in the name of honor. Afzal knew the risks, yet he fought until his final breath. Ultimately, no one was held responsible, leaving the Kohistan video remembered as one of the deadliest viral videos online. If you're interested in my stories, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel so I can keep making more of these for you.